So tonight we are learning from the Holy Sefer Yearning, from Menachem Chernobyl, the Maggid of Chernobyl, and like we promised, he's going to teach some Torah from the Baal Shem Tov, B'ezrat Hashem. And like we mentioned, so this is a special series that we have a tradition from the Lelever Rebbe that learning from Yearning is a skula for eyesight. So B'ezrat Hashem, this class and this learning and this whole series should be a schos for my son Tani, my son Tzvi Golda. He should have a complete refuah in his eyes, B'ezrat Hashem. Okay, so tonight's class, Parshat Pinchas. So we're learning about the sense of speech, the wisdom of speech, and how to speak properly, and what this has to do with the geula, what this has to do with the shleimus, with the redemption, and so and how important it is to really to speak from your heart. And like there's so much like cheap talk out there that people talk, and it's just lip service. And Reb Nachum Chernobyl is explaining that's like the biggest galus, the biggest exile is when we're speaking in a very superficial way, and the true geula has to come through the tikkun of dibur, the tikkun of conversation, the tikkun of communication, and to elevate our communication to a level that it's real, that we're connecting our speech to our thoughts. Okay, to really speak.
I'm not so good at that.
Speak from your heart. Okay, so it starts. He starts on a comment of the Midrash that it says that the Pinchas, as a reward for killing Zimri. So it says that Lachen Amar Lo Hineni Noten Lo Et Briti Shalom, that I'm giving him a covenant of peace. And so the Midrash on this comments about how important peace is, and says that the Midrash Tanchuma Gadol HaShalom Shasiyum HaTfiluhu B'Shalom VeHaTorah Nikra Shalom Shnema V'chon Sifasar Shalom VeHaba B'Derech Noisnim LaShalom. You know how important Shalom is? Shalom is so important that first of all, that we end our davening with Shalom. We end the davening for asking Hashem for peace. Sim Shalom Tova Vracha. It's so important that the Torah is called Shalom. It says Deracha Darchei Noam V'Kol Netivoteha Shalom. That all of the paths of Torah are peace. Okay? Torah is supposed to be pleasant and peaceful. Okay? If anybody that finds Torah to be unpeaceful, to be aggressive, to be unpleasant, so that means you're not learning the right Torah. Okay, so Torah is called peace. Tefillah ends with peace. And last but not least, haba b'derech nasnim l'shalom. A person is in traveling, or he's returning from a travel. So nasnim l'shalom. So what do you say to a person who's traveling? Like, here's my guest from Israel. Shalom. Right? That's the way you greet somebody who's on a journey is with shalom, is with peace. So this is how the Midrash elaborates on how wonderful peace is. Peace is so important in the Jewish culture, in our consciousness, that it's the essence of prayer, it's the essence of Torah, and it's the essence of a ba'derech, a person who is on a path. Okay, so now there's a famous tradition that Pinchas is Eliyahu. Pinchas Eliyahu is a tradition from the Arizal that Pinchas is Eliyahu, and because how do we know that Pinchas is Eliyahu? Because what do we know about Eliyahu? Eliyahu was zealous. Eliyahu was a zealot. He was very. He didn't stand idly by when things weren't the way they should be. If somebody was trying to make a fool of Judaism, so he would go against him. That they had these Nevi'im of Baal, they had these prophets, that they were idolatrous, and they were making fun of God, they were making fun of Torah Judaism, and so he got up and he made a whole thing that, okay, I'm going to have a duel with you, and we're going to see who's right, if I'm right or you're right, and you're going to go onto your mountain, I'm going to go onto my mountain, and whoever loses, we're going to kill you. And he was zealous. He was He was not going to allow the bad guys to win. And so the Arizal says, you know why he was such a zealot? Because he was the soul of Pinchas. Pinchas was the same thing. Pinchas had this midah that if something is really, really off, so do not stand idly by. You can't stay idly by. That part of this midah of kina, of being a zealot, is that when you see something that's really, really messed up, so you can't take it and you need to destroy it. Yeah, that was Pinchas' thing. He saw the people were messed up, the people were mamish making fun of Judaism, making fun of Moshe, making fun of Torah, and so what did he do? He took his sword and he killed them. Okay, so that's the midah. He was the first. He was the first person to make a hafkana, to make a protest, but he did a good protest. He did a useful protest. You know, it's a lot of protests that we have don't really get anywhere. They just a lot of traffic jams, and that's about it. But he
got it. Take less from Pinchas and go stab Netanyahu to the heart with a spear.
Not Netanyahu, but the bad guys. Okay. So, but important part is don't get caught. Okay, that's what's Yigal Amir's problem. Anyway, no, I'm joking. So, so to be zealous, to be a zealous a person that like he doesn't stand idly by, and that was Pinchas's midah, and that was the midah of Eliyahu. Okay, so it says that Eliyahu, so he is an important, integral part of the Geula. That this is in fact the very last prophecy that we ever got from a prophet. Okay, the very last prophet, the last prophet was Malachi, that most of the prophets lived during the time of the first temple. However, during the time of the second temple, we had three last prophets: Chaggai, Zechariah, Malachi, and Malachi. So he was the last prophet, and he knew that he was going to be the last prophet, and therefore he had two important messages at the very end of his prophecy. Number one, Zichru Torah Moshe. This is we spoke about last week because Zichru Torah Moshe is an acronym for Tammuz, and Zichru Torah Moshe means that don't forget the Torah of Moshe, and
missing a vav.
Right? That we spoke about that the vav that's missing, that is a reference to the luchos, because the luchos were broken in the month of Tammuz.
And Tammuz represented by the isn't Tammuz represented by vav? Same with that. No, Tammuz is Zion.
Tammuz is
Zion.
Tammuz is not Zion. Tammuz is Cheshvan. Sivan and Zion. Right. You have to check up my videos about the spiritual energy of Sivan and the spiritual energy of Tammuz, and then you'll get it straight. Okay?
It's a whole series.
Are you a Gemini?
So it's interesting. I'm a cusp. I'm in between. I think Hebrew-wise, I'm Cancer.
Okay. We don't care about Hebrew-wise. Because we don't. Even though we're religious Jews.
Wait.
Yeah, when it comes to astrology, it comes to the sun. And the sun is your English birthday. Okay?
So your mazel has nothing to do with.
So I go on the Chabad website and it'll put in my English birthday and tells me my Hebrew birthday. Don't I just do my sign by?
You do your sign with your English birthday, not with your Hebrew birthday, because your sign is based on the constellation. There's an actual constellation that was in the sky on the day that you're actually born.
The point is that it's weird. Which part of the sky was the sun at when you were born?
That's what astrology is all about. So but that is based on your English birthday, not your Hebrew birthday.
What? I'm so confused. My Hebrew birthday, the first one, was on the same day as my English birthday, right?
Right.
So the Hebrew birthday was in that Chodesh. Oh, because we go by those months by the moon. Okay, I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
What month are you, Rabbi? What's your sign?
You're Taurus.
That makes so much sense.
It does. I'm so stubborn.
I'll stay grounded, but sure.
Okay. Yeah. I try to be grounded. My aspiration is to be grounded, but it hasn't worked yet.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing the Malachi said is, first of all, Zichru Torah Moshe. Don't forget about Shabbos. Don't forget about keeping Torah. Don't forget about the Torah of Moshe. And number two, the very last pasuk in Malachi is Hinei Anochi Sholech Lachem Es Eliyahu Hanavi Lifnei Bo Yom Hashem Hagadol V'Hanera V'Heshtiv Le'Vavos Abanim Le'Vanim Alavesam. So this is the very last thing, that don't forget, Mashiach is going to come. Mashiach is on the way. So number one, is don't forget the Moshe, don't forget the Torah of Moshe, don't forget the past. And number two, don't give up because Mashiach is on the way. So this is the very last prophecy of Malachi, which is the very last prophecy that God ever gave to the Jewish people, is that behold, I'm going to send you Eliyahu Navi, and this is the last hurrah, the last message that he has for us is not to give up, okay? Because there's going to be a happy ending. There's something that we're speaking about this Friday night. That why is Judaism so obsessed with Mashiach? Okay, this is by the way, this is right now. This is the time that the Chabadnikim for bringing right now for Yibis Tammuz, which is the Chag HaGeula. Okay, you're after that. Okay, maybe you can go then for the after party.
Right.
Yeah. So why is Judaism so obsessed with Mashiach?
Oh, so how is it not like already like a whole the boy cried wolf? Like, how many years can we live in like today's Mashiach? I don't know. It just bothers me. I know he could come any day.
Not today's Mashiach. We're living with the consciousness that Mashiach is going to come. So why is it so important? Why is this an important thing in Judaism?
I think it's really important because we've been through a lot.
Because what?
But we've been through a lot.
Uh-huh.
Jewish people, and it's very comforting to be told they're all,
Amazing. No, that's the point. That
just comforting, like.
No, the point.
Your kid's trying. Don't worry, it's going to be okay.
The point is, first of all, that it's true. First of all, that the prophecy is that it's God telling us that Mashiach is going to come. So the question wasn't, is it true or not? The question is, why is it such a critical thing in Judaism? And the reason why it's such a critical thing in Judaism is because that the idea of Mashiach is that there's going to be a happy ending. Meaning that, as opposed to some cultures that they believe in apocalypse, that at the end of time there's going to be destruction, so Judaism teaches that at the end of time there's going to be redemption. Okay, which is meaning that we're not moving towards destruction, we're moving towards redemption. Or in other words, that every single thing that we do, every single thing that we go through, every single struggle, every single mitzvah that we do, so we're getting one step closer to a happy ending. Okay, so this is what gives us hope. This is the fact that we know, thank you, the fact that we know that everything we do, we're moving towards something positive, so that's what gives us strength to not give up, and that's what gives us meaning to everything that we're doing, okay? Because it's a step in the process to get to somewhere higher, okay? So this is the also an appropriate pasuk, and he has an interesting question. That is that in this pasuk, that as Eliyahu Navi, so he has a grammatical note. The why does it say sholeach? Sholeach means I am sending. It would be more appropriate to say Hinei Anochi Eshlach Lachem, I will send. And what is the meaning? What is the meaning of this? The present tense of Sholech, that I am sending. Okay. So to understand this, so he teaches some very, very important introductions that with these introductions we can understand that really the idea of Eliyahu is something which is constantly present in our lives, constantly present in the world. It's necessary in order to bring the Geula. And he explains that what is the essence of Geula? That what is the essence of Eliyahu? The essence of Eliyahu is that so I'm sending Eliyahu before the great day of the coming of Hashem. Okay? The great day of coming of Hashem, that means Mashiach. Okay? That means redemption. Lifnei bo yom Hashem means that the day before Mashiach comes, so Eliyahu is going to come. And what is the purpose of Eliyahu? What is the mission of Eliyahu? That vivaser lanu b'sara tovat. That he's the one, he's the mevaser tov, he's the one who's the bearer of good news. He's the one who has a good message for us, that I have exciting news for you. Tomorrow, Mashiach is coming. Okay? That is Eliyahu's purpose in the world. So, what is the essence of this, of being a bearer of good news? The purpose of giving it, I think I spoke about this once in Kelm. In Kelm, you would be punished. You would be ridiculed if you were waiting for a bus and you looked up to see if the bus was coming. Because, like, what are you doing? Look, why are you looking up? Do you think that looking up is going to make the bus come any faster? Are you scared you're going to miss the bus? That if you don't look up, if you you have nothing to do with your time, then just look up. I know that there was the rabbi that somebody saw him at a bus stop, and he started like talking to him, and like he looked up. I said, "Oh, do you think that just because you're bored at the bus stop, so I'm also bored at the bus stop?" So you have nothing to do something with your life. Like why should you look up? It's not gonna. So you're gonna look up and you're gonna say, "Oh, now it's coming, it's on the way." No, sorry. Now, by the way, in Kelm, I hope that they would have leniencies for people with little children, because it does take time to get to the bus stop, and I've actually been the door has been what?
You're saying this happened in a specific place?
No, in Kelm, in Europe, in yeshiva in Europe called Kelm. So you'd be ridiculed for looking up. But like
fools, Kelm?
I hope what? No, that's Chelm. That's Chelm. The joke of Chelm was made as a takeoff of Kelm, because in Kelm they were so wise, so the stupid people were called Chelm. But yeah, I've unfortunately been many times that he's slammed the door on my face because I didn't get there in time. Because sometimes with babies it takes time, and there needs to be an appreciation of that. So l'chaim, 2 babies that take a lot of time. So anyway, so that like you look up and you see that, okay, the bus is coming, it's coming. Everybody get excited. Like, calm down. Like, who cares that the bus is coming? It's going to come regardless. So what's the difference if you tell everybody it's coming? So Rav Nachman Chernobyl explains that the purpose of the mevaser, it's not just that we should know. The purpose of the mevaser is that we should get excited. And that is that an integral part of the redemption is to be excited about the redemption. Okay? This is a crazy, crazy important Torah.
You told me every day that somebody's coming and he doesn't actually come, I'm going to stop being excited. You telling me that he's going to come is going to turn me off, make me less excited.
It depends what I tell you. If I tell you that he's coming today, then you're going to get less excited. But if I tell you that he's coming in a long time, so then there's no reason why you should get less excited. You know, there was this lady that she read in the paper that Mashiach is going to come next year. So she decided that I'm so excited that Mashiach is coming this year, so I'm going to start keeping Shabbos. So she went to Rabbi Kamenetsky, and she told him, the rabbi, I wanted to tell you and share, I have good news that I started keeping Shabbos because I read in the paper that Mashiach is coming next year, and so I'm really excited. I want to be one of the good guys when Mashiach comes, so I started keeping Shabbos. So he told her that I want you to know that like it's very nice you keep Shabbos, but like the truth is that nobody really knows. The truth is that it's very possible that Mashiach is not going to come next year, and take whatever this guy says, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Take it with lots of grains of salt. Okay. So she says, really? Oh, it's such a shame. And so she left the room, and one of his kids who was around, so he said, Abba, like, why'd you do that? Like, we got her. Like, who cares why? Like, if somebody says, like, I want to keep Shabbos, so say, Kol HaKavod, that's awesome. Like, why do you?
In a year from now, he doesn't come.
Why did?
She's gonna feel
So he told his son that, that because I know, just like you know, that this guy is full of baloney and he doesn't know what he's talking about, and what's gonna be next year if Mashiach doesn't come? So first of all, of course, she's going to stop keeping Shabbos. But not only that, but she's going to stop believing that Mashiach is ever going to come, because she put her hopes up, and she was disappointed. So I think she's in a better place spiritually if she does believe that Mashiach is going to come one day, even if it's not going to be tomorrow, and not keeping Shabbos, than to be a year from now that she doesn't keep Shabbos and she doesn't believe Mashiach is ever going to come, because she thinks this whole Mashiach thing is a bunch of garbage. Okay? So that's why it's actually important to understand that we don't know that Mashiach is going to come on any particular day. And what's important to being a Jew is to know that one day there is going to be a redemption. One day that, like we said before, that everything is leading towards redemption. Everything is leading towards a happy ending. And even though this is what I think it's so beautiful that everybody knows there's thousands of accounts, of testimonies that on the line to the gas chambers, so the Jews were singing Ani ma'amin b'emunah shleima b'vias HaMashiach, and it always bothered me. Like why of all things, why was Mashiach on their mind? Like I could say that like I still believe in Hashem. I still believe that I didn't give up hope. I didn't give up my emunah. I could say I believe that Hashem is going to punish the bad guys. He's going to get you Nazis. He's going to punish you. That would make a lot of sense. Like what does Mashiach have to do with anything? But then I realized that when you're standing on line to be killed in a mass murder, so it actually looks like the bad guy's going to win. It really looks like this whole story, this whole Jewish history is coming to a tragic ending. And we had thought that it was going to go to a happy ending, but it's actually the bad guys are going to win. And what they were proclaiming with what? What they were proclaiming when they were singing the Mashiach is that I know. You need this key. You need the key with the flip flop. That this is only one chapter in the story. That right now we're in a bad chapter, but there's going to be a happy ending. This is that we're going to have a rebuilding. We're going to have a new research of tshuva. We're going to have everything's going to come back together, and it's going to get even better. Okay, so.
Is it upstairs? I think it's a Shema Yisrael.
Next to it. Yeah. So this is this why Mashiach is so important, and why is Aliyah so important? Aliyah is so important because that's what makes us excited. And without the excitement for Mashiach, before the excitement of Mashiach, so Mashiach can't come.
So why is it in present tense though?
We'll get that. Okay, so the essence of Mashiach is that we need to be, in order to have a geula, so we need to have an excitement, a tshukah, a yearning for the geula. Okay, this is a Torah that I've shared before, that in the beginning of Parshat Va'era, so where Hashem gives us the prophecy of the Arba Lashanot Shel Geula, the 4 expressions of redemption, V'hotzeti, V'yitzalti, V'ga'alti, V'lakachti, and so the question is why was this so important? Like, it says in Pirkei Avos that tzaddikim are omrim ma'at v'osim harbe. That tzaddikim they don't say a lot, but they do a lot. Right? They don't, like Rishayim omrim harbe v'afilu ma'at ena ma'asim. That they say they're big talkers. They make lots of promises, and that they don't, when it comes to really paying up, so they're not there. But tzaddikim, so when you ask them, can you help me out? They say, I don't know, I don't think I can do it. Probably not. And then the next thing you know, so they did whatever you asked for, like times 5. Like they did it, like they did way more than you asked for, and they took care of it in the best possible fashion. But they didn't want to say it. They're men of action. They're not men of. So they're not about promising. They're about doing. Okay, that's the way tzaddikim function. So why is Hashem not like that? Why is Hashem like talk is cheap? You know, just if you want to save us, save us. Why does he start this with the prophecy that you should know, I'm going to save you, I'm going to redeem you, I'm going to take you. So there's a beautiful thing. There's a beautiful thing in the Sforno, in Parshas Va'era, that explains that the reason why it was critical to have this prophecy is because the Jewish people at that time in Egypt, so they had no hope in being saved. And he needed to get the morale up, because if you don't believe you're going to be saved, you cannot be saved. And that was the purpose of this. That was the purpose of the prophecy, just to get the morale up, to believe that it's going to be saved. And until you believe you can be saved, you can't be saved. And this is true on so many levels. This is true in the world of psychology. A person that's down, so until he believes that life could be better, life can't be better. Okay, and this is I love to say over that I read in this book of clinical psychology that a successful treatment is where he's able to give over to his patient 3 ideas, to convince his patient of 3 ideas. That number one, I have a story. Number 2, I am the hero of my story. And number 3, that my story has a happy ending. Okay? Who said this? I read it in the book of Baruch Kahana. It could be it was his own idea, or it could be one of his teachers. So.
You know what they say in Chabad, Simch Tzedek.
Shach good, first sign good. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a whole sicha on that by the Rebbe.
So what we're saying now is that if you don't believe that you can be saved, you cannot be saved. That if you don't believe that life could be better, life can't be better. Okay? So this is why it was necessary to give over this prophecy. Okay? So to get a morale up that we should believe that we could be saved. Until we believe that we could be saved, we can't be saved, which is in itself a crazy thing. But that Hashem can do anything. But Hashem created a reality in which He won't save us until we're ready to be saved. He won't save us until we're excited to be saved, until we believed that we're going to be saved, until we're yearning to be saved. Okay? So this is what Eliyahu is all about. The purpose of Eliyahu, the essence of Eliyahu is that he is to bring yearning down into the world. Okay? And so this is the essence of tefillah. This is the essence of tefillah. What is tefillah all about? Tefillah, when do we daven? We daven when we're in need. Davening, the most truest, deepest prayer, is a prayer of yearning. It's a prayer of that I wish I was there. If only I could be there. I feel so horrible. I feel so dead. I feel so not where I want to be. And that's where I'm crying out to Hashem. Hashem, please bring me to where I would like to be. Bring me to where I'm supposed to be. That's what prayer is all about. So prayer is about yearning. Okay, we don't. There's also a prayer of thanks. There's also a prayer of gratitude. But the greatest prayer is a prayer of yearning. Is a prayer of I wish I could be in a better place. I wish I could be where I'm supposed to be. So this is this prayer. What is the essence of prayer? The essence of prayer is to connect the world of machshava to the world of dibur. A person who knows how to daven, so what he's doing is he's connecting the world of thought with the world of speech. And this is that Hashem in the prophecy, like in the Navi, he talks about how you can sometimes have empty prayers. That befiv u'svasam kibuduni, v'liba rachak bimani, that they honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Okay, so like the definition of a fake prayer is a prayer that's what's called min hasafa v'lachutz, from the lips and out, like it's superficial. So what's the truest prayer is that I'm giving my heart. I'm giving my heart into my prayer. So this tikkun. So this is what Mashiach is all about. This is what Mashiach is all about, because Mashiach is about the yichud. Mashiach is the redemption is all about the different worlds coming together, everything living in unity. So to be able to have a unity between my consciousness, my thoughts, and my speech, because this is already an element of redemption. And redemption of Mashiach, this is where it gets to Shaleach. So the Baal Shem Tov teaches that every single person has an element of Mashiach inside of them. Okay, this is something that I once read from Rav Steinsaltz, there's many cultures that believe in that it's going to be a happy ending, but what's unique about a Jew is that it's part of our essence to want to be Mashiach. That a Jew, deep down, every Jew wants to be the one that through me the world is going to reach its completion, its redemption. Okay, it's a specifically Jewish idea to want to be the one that's going to save the world. Okay, so he explains this, that there's a famous teaching from the Zohar that Adam is a acronym, it's a Rashi Tevis of Adam, David, Mashiach. Adam, David, Mashiach, meaning there was something in the soul of Adam that went over to David HaMelech, which went over to Mashiach, the Melech Mashiach. So, meaning the essence of Mashiach is actually the essence of Adam HaRishon. So just like Adam HaRishon was the collective soul of the entire Jewish people, so the Mashiach is also the collective soul of the entire Jewish people. Now, the way that the Marinayim writes this, it's so literal that it makes you wonder if Mashiach is actually going to be a particular human being. Or maybe when we're talking about the coming of Mashiach, what it really means is that all of the Jewish people are going to get it, are going to be able to take the piece of Mashiach which is inside of me, which is that nitzatz, is because I was part of Adam, and Adam is really the same soul as Mashiach. So that means that the part of me which is inside of Adam, so it truly has this element of redemption into it. So part of this soul that I have, which is part of the soul of Adam HaRishon, part of it is actually the soul which is coming to redeem the world. So every single Jew has this responsibility to bring his personal part of Mashiach, to bring his personal part of the redemption into the world. And like through, if enough people are bringing Mashiach, so then Mashiach is going to be here. So this is the essence of tefillah, that through the kavanah of tefillah, through the machshava of tefillah. So it says in Chazal that tefillah b'li kavanah kikuf b'li neshama. That davening without kavanah, davening without soul, without intention, it's like a body without a soul. So when I'm being miyachem at tefillah, when I'm bringing a proper tefillah, when I'm bringing my words of tefillah into something real, so that is the yichud. That is the yichud of the Mashiach, and in that sense, that's why Mashiach is called Mashiach, because Mashiach, literally the Mashiach means the anointed one, but Rabbi Nachman Chernobyl writes that the word Mashiach can be read Mesiach. Mesiach means that he is a conversation starter. He gets people to start talking. He starts people to start really having true words, true speech, true communication, and that is that Mashiach is Mesiach, because part of what he's trying to bring into the world is that we should have true communication. That enough of this superficiality, enough of these cheap words, that he wants our communication to be real. He wants the world of machshava, the world of the soul, the world of our thoughts to really be expressed in all of our communication. So now, the Pinchas, that was the hero of this week's Parshat. So it says that Hashem gave him the kahuna. Hashem gave him the Brit Kahunat Olam. He enabled him to be a Kohen. So the Zohar says that how did he become a Kohen? So at the moment that he killed Zimri, so he received a priestly soul. Specifically, which soul, what are the souls that he received? He received the soul of Nadav and Avihu. Nadav and Avihu. So what's the story of Nadav and Avihu? Nadav and Avihu is the sons of Aaron that we learned in Parshat Achrimos, that b'karvasam lifnei Hashem vayamotu, that they tried to come close to Hashem and they died. So there's lots of opinions in Chazal. What exactly was their sin? It's not so clear in the Psukim what was their sin. Why there's one opinion that says that their sin was that they didn't have children. One of the opinions is that they sinned because they came into the Beis Mikdash drunk. There's lots of different. One halacha that they paskin in front of Moshe Rabbeinu. Lots of different opinions, but the Rabbi Nachman Chernobyl says that's not the simple understanding of the pasuk. The simple understanding of the pasuk is that the reason why they died is because they were yearning so much to be close to Hashem that they couldn't take the necessary detach, the necessary distance that we are by definition going to have because we have a body. So that was too much for them. And their soul was so yearning to be one with God that it simply left their bodies. Okay, we talked about this before. This is the Torah of Rabbi Akiva. That when Rabbi Akiva was being killed by the Romans, so they were destroying his flesh with iron combs, and so as he was being killed, as he was being tortured to death, so he said Shema Yisrael. He started saying Shema Yisrael, and as he was saying Shema Yisrael, so his students, they said, Rebbe, ad kadei kach. It's like, this is like, you're so, this is really what Hashem expects from us, that even as we're being tortured, that we're saying Shema Yisrael. So he said a very intriguing response. He says, Kol yamai yista'arti elai pasuk. My entire life, I had pain on that pasuk. That achshav shebal yadi lo kamena. Now that it's coming into my plate, I'm not going to fulfill it. So what do you mean that all my life I had pain? I had pain with this pasuk. So the commentators explain that every time that Rabbi Akiva was saying Shema, so his soul would be so yearning to become one with God. He would say Hashem Echad. When you're saying Hashem Echad, so what are you saying? You're saying that there is nothing else. So if there's nothing else, then I and God are completely one. So there's such a yearning to be one with God that his soul would actually be yearning to leave his body. Because as long as we're stuck in the body, so there's a necessary distance. So he, every day, his soul gave him trouble. He said, come on, Akiva, it's time to go. I want to be home. And no, you're still alive. You have to stay grounded. You have to stay together with your body. Like, they talk about people with like a clinical death, and they feel themselves moving up, moving down. So he has to ground himself, to pull himself down. That no, I'm still alive. I can't die yet. So that's what it means. He starts to last pasuk. But Akiva says, but now I'm actually dying. Now, they're tearing apart my body. So I ain't got no more body to go back to. So now I can just let my soul freely escape and just be yearning without any holding back, without any breaks. I just let go and allow my soul to yearn until who knows what. And so that's how Rabbi Akiva died. Okay, that's how Rabbi Akiva left the world. So Rabbi Nachman Chernobyl says that that's what it means that Nadav and Avihu, what was the secret of the death of Nadav and Avihu? Nadav and Avihu, the reason why they died is because they wanted so much to be close to Hashem that their souls simply left their body. So, and when it says in the Chazal that there's other reasons, there's other sins that they were being punished for, so it doesn't mean that that was the reason why they died. What it means is that if it wouldn't be for those sins, then Hashem would have made sure that they stayed alive. Meaning, in everything that happens, so there needs to be some kind of justification. Okay, this isn't it's a longer conversation, but in the world of hashgacha and bechira, so that how much is destined and how much does people have free will? Can somebody, because of his choice, decide to kill me? Right? Can I just because some what's the name of a serial killer? I don't know. I forgot. Right? Okay. So just because some serial killer woke up on the wrong side of his bed, so Bodhi. No, not Bodhi. No. Okay, whatever. So just because some crazy guy he's upset with me, so that I'm supposed to die, Hashem, destined. Hashem writes me a gzera, how long I'm supposed to live, and. Right.
The person has free choice, but also Hashem's control.
So Hashem is not going to allow. Precisely. So the lots of Sfarim say that if I'm a tzaddik gamor, then he will have no power. He will have no power to hurt me, because Hashem will just make some malfunction in his gun. But if I'm a regular guy, so then he will be able to hurt me, not because I was necessarily supposed to die, but it makes sense that I should die, because everyone deserves to die. Everybody who's done something wrong deserves to die. So when this person is making his decision, he wants to kill me. So Hashem says, okay, does this person deserve to die? So if he deserves to die, so then okay, the Midas Hadin is going to take away that he's going to die right now. If it's a tzaddik gamor, so then no, the person cannot die. So his gun is going to malfunction. Okay, so everything has to make sense in the world of justice. So that's why the fact that they made this stupid decision that they're going to allow their souls to go without any breaks. So that was like you're not supposed to do that. You're alive. You're supposed to stay in this world. So just because they made a stupid mistake that they want to come really, really close to Hashem. So there's those that say that Rav Kaplan, that he died through meditating. He died there he went too high, and his soul just wasn't able to come down. So it doesn't make sense that because somebody made a stupid mistake that he went too high, so that he deserves to die. That's impossible. So that's what the Gemara means, that because they had some averus, so then when Hashem was deciding, it doesn't make sense that the person should die. So he has an averus, so then okay, he does deserve to die in a certain sense. So that's why they were able to die. Okay. So that is the essence of Nadav Nevi'im. So now that's why that was the koach that came into Pinchas, and that this koach of tshuka, this koach of yearning, this koach of I want to be closer to Hashem, and I know that I feel distant, and I can't deal with the fact that I'm so distant, and so this is this is why that he writes a beautiful remez that Ana Hashem Hoshiana. Ana Hashem, please Hashem, save us. So when a person is saying save me, so what does that mean? Save me means that I feel so distant. I feel like I'm on the outside. I need to be in a better place. So Ana stands for Eliyahu Nadav Avihu. That these are the heroes that represent this yearning. These are heroes that represent this tshuka, this yearning that I need to be in a better place. I can't deal with the fact that I'm on the outside. Okay, so so this is the yearning, and this is the essence of Eliyahu. This is the essence of Pinchas. So what does Hashem give Pinchas? Hineni noten lo et briti shalom. So shalom literally means peace. However, shalom comes from the word shalem. Shalem means completion. So true shalom is completion, when everything works together, when everything fits together. So when we're ending davening with shalom, so it doesn't just mean that Hashem, we want peace, we don't want that there won't be war. True shalom is that everything is perfect. One of Rabbi Nachman's stories, he talks about how really these are one and the same, because really everything is here. It's all a question of just working together. That what we need to do to bring the world to perfection is not to reinvent the wheel. Everything is here already. It's just that it's not working in congruence. It's not working together nicely. So if we're able to make things work together, then everything will be perfect. Then everything will be complete. So that's why we end. That's why tefillah is about shalom, and Torah is about shalom, and the essence of shleimut is to connect to the Torah and the tefillah. And but the midrash ends with this very interesting comment. Haba baderech notnim la shalom. The person who's on a journey, notnim la shalom. So what does this mean? This is so deep. This is the essence of a Jew is that we are on a journey. And this is the tzpi al Yeshua. This is the yearning for redemption, is that to know that we're on a journey, and we are ba b'derech. So what do you tell a person who is ba b'derech? You tell him shalom. What do you mean shalom? That there's going to be a good ending to your journey. That right now I know you're in the middle. I know that you don't see that light at the end of the tunnel, but I want you to know it's going to be good. Okay, that's what it means. Ba b'derech nasim l'shalom. So this is what it means. This is what it means that Hashem is constantly sholeach lachem es Eliyahu Navi. That because every single person has this element in Mashiach that he or she needs to perfect, that needs to redeem, that we have this shleimut, they have this yichud that needs to be brought out into the world. So what's Hashem going to do to make us, to help us, that we should be able to actualize this potential of shleimut? So Hashem says, Hine anochi sholeach lachem. I'm constantly sending you Eliyahu Navi. What's it mean, Eliyahu Navi? It means tshuka. Because Hashem is opening our hearts to be able to have yearning. Because without the yearning, it's not going to happen. So it's lifnei bayam Hashem, that before the geula needs to be the yearning. Okay, so this is a brand new perspective on all of the things that get messed up in the world, all the things that don't work out. Rabbi Nachman talks about sometimes how we don't have something that we think that we need, that we think we deserve, and that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why we don't have it. And like there's obviously there's like you can never say on any particular situation what's the true answer. However, he says that sometimes the reason why we don't have something is because the only way to have it is to have a yearning for it. That the yearning for it is what gives us the vessel, it's what gives us the kli to achieve it. And so the reason why he doesn't give it to us is because we don't have the kli. Why don't we have the kli? Because we don't have the yearning. Why don't we have the yearning? Because we had it, right? Because it was given to us. If it would just be given to us too easy, then we wouldn't be yearning for it. And it's through the yearning that we create the ability to receive. Okay, so this is what Hashem is constantly sholech lachem es Eliyahu Navi. So, and this is what it means. This is what it means at the beginning of the parsha. He says, Pinchas ben Elazar, Heshiv et chamati. Heshiv et chamati. So what's it mean, et chamati? So et, and many times Chazal say that et is a reference to from aleph to taf. Okay, or in other words, et is a reference to letters. Letters means communication. Okay, that the essence of Pinchas is, the essence of Eliyahu is that he's teaching us about how to use our communication, properly, how to make a tefillah, which is from the entire heart, which is from a tshuka. Okay, and that's the chamati. Heshiv et chamati. That the chamati means passion. It's passion. It means that he's et with chamati. That Pinchas knows how to daven with passion, how to daven with yearning, how to daven with my whole heart that Hashem, that if I can't have this, I'm just going to die. And that's what it means, a true yearning to come close, that expressed in dibur, expressed in words. Okay? And that was what Pinchas was all about. And this is what brings the geula. And this is actually how we're going to have a geula. It's through this yearning, and through being able to express our yearning with true communication. Okay? And this is really what what it's all about. That
what is true communication? Are we talking about communication to other people or adapted feeling?
He's speaking about most importantly tefillah, but the truth is that every communication is really that I want something, right? Like when people are speaking in the UN, so nobody's just talking about the weather. Like everything you say is a politically correct way to say that you want something.
We wish it would be like that.
I'm sorry?
I said Halavai is like that.
What do you mean?
There's plenty of talk about the weather as well.
So but every time that anybody says anything to anybody, so it's we want something. We have things that even when I say, hey, do you want to be my friend? So like I'm saying that I want to be your friend. I want something. When I say, could you move over? So I want you to move over. You know.
I'm just gonna say, how are you doing?
How you doing? So I want you to talk to me. I want you to interact with me. I'm bored. I'm lonely. So every communication.
That makes it very selfish, isn't it?
Every communication is really a request. And so how do we make our requests? How do we make a request that they're going to be answered? That if they're coming from a full heart, if they're coming from a yearning, if they're coming from a tshuka. And so this is how we bring the tikkun. The way that we bring the tikkun is that if every request that we have is really coming from the depths of heart, when you can tell when somebody really wants something that they're stam saying. Maybe like, I can like, when a person is just saying like some kind of communication that's really asking something. So it's, you can tell if he really cares, if he really wants. And this is where the tshuka is so necessary. So I bless us all that we should really be able to have true communication and to really be in touch with our hearts, to really be in touch with our yearning, to be in touch with our desires, and that all of our communication should really express our deepest desires. And this requires to really in touch with our desires, really in touch with our, like, what do I want in life? And this is how it starts. To have this bekavasam al Hashem, to have this, to really have like a deep discussion with myself to figure out that what do I want in life? What am I looking for? Do I really care? Am I just like chilling? Am I just complacent? Or do I have true yearning in life? And once I have this true yearning, then I'm able to express that into my communication. And that's the shleimus hadibur, and that is what brings the Mashiach. So I really bless us all that we should really be able to have a real yearning, that really to want things, to really to wake up, and to wake up from our complacency, to wake up from this place that everything's okay, and to realize that Ana Hashem Mashiach, that to really be able to take the energy of Eliyahu, Nadav, and Avihu, that this desire to be in a better place, the Pinchas-Holy. So he has this book, B'nai Machshava Tova, that it's this club, this spiritual club that he formed for his students, and so he writes at the beginning of this book. So he writes the rule book, the rule book for the club of this B'nai Machshava Tova. So he says that this club, this chabura, is meant for people that are serious about the fact that they want to grow. They're serious about the fact that they want to change, because it's all about change. And I don't mean like intellectually. I mean that, because if you don't think intellectually that you should be better, so then you're stam a fool. I mean emotionally. I mean, like, did you really feel this? Like every once in a while you just break down crying because it's just so painful that you're not the way that you would like to be. Like, those are the kind of people that I want to admit into this club. If you're not that kind of people, please don't come to our club. Do yourself a favor. Do us a favor. We don't want you. You don't want us. To be honest, I'm not so comfortable even that you're reading. I'm not so comfortable even with the fact that you're reading this book. So if you could do me a favor, just close this and don't even figure out what we're doing in our secret club, because this is just not for you. So this is what the Pinchas-Holy saw as the very basic ingredient in growth. Okay, that this yearning to be in a better place, to really have a true heartfelt desire that I'm not okay with the way I am. So this is what we're connecting to this week. This is the energy of Pinchas. This is the energy of Eliyahu. So I bless us all that we should mamish be able to think big, to think higher, to realize that we could be doing so much better than we are, and that is the only way that we're going to get there. B'ezras Hashem. L'chaim, l'chaim.